Let's take a look at some of our national and international stories for this Monday morning, July 3rd, 2017. An oil tanker and a cargo ship collided in the English Channel. What's interesting about this is that although there were holes in the hull, no water was getting in and no pollution was getting out. There are also no injuries. It's just amazing to me when you think about all of the different ships that are out there on the ocean that this doesn't happen more often. In Idlib, in Syria, reports that militants are preparing a chemical attack. This coming just days after President Trump has vowed to punish Syria, the government of Syria, if more use of chemical weapons. This is something which Russia was saying was going to happen, that the militants would seize on this as an opportunity to blame the Syrian government. A deadly fire has hit a Syrian refugee camp in Lebanon, several dead, mostly children. The entire tent city basically burned to the ground. Donald Trump posted a video clip of himself beating CNN, and somebody actually has the CNN logo superimposed on somebody else's face in a wrestling thing. Actually, this comes from 2007 when Trump made some kind of a special appearance with the wrestling superstars or something and attacked the owner of the Wrestling Federation. And that was scripted, and that was, fun for whoever watches the wrestling thing. But to have CNN's logo superimposed on top of Jim McMahon's head and to have Donald Trump beating it, now people are saying he's promoting violence against journalism. I'll talk about that in my commentary today because although I'm disappointed, I'm not disappointed in who or what you think. A huge blaze engulfed flats in East London yesterday. These are flats that are being built, multi-million-dollar flats, by the way, some houses and apartments. This comes just 2 weeks after the Grenfell Tower disaster in which 80-plus people died. In this case, nobody were in the buildings when they burned down. A couple of reports of bombs at Kursk and Kiev stations in Ukraine, and a death toll from a bus accident in Tatarstan that happened early Sunday morning. Basically, a cargo truck and a passenger, van or bus, collided, and now up to, it looks like the death toll has risen to 14 in that. Theresa May is talking about storming out of Brexit talks over the so-called divorce bill, the billions of euros that the European Union wants Britain to pay before they can leave. And now she's talking about, we may just have to walk away and storm out of the talks. And people are saying that the reason why that they're talking about this in advance to prepare the people is because it's all a stunt anyway, just to try to garner public support. There was a drone incident at Gatwick Airport in Britain on Sunday in which a drone was spotted right near the runway, and so they diverted a couple of flights, and other flights had to fly around while they waited, and they're investigating. We don't have any more details about that just now. UN peacekeepers have been hit by new allegations of sexual abuse. There have been over 2,000 accusations in the last 12 years that UN peacekeepers have been sexually assaulting the people that they're assigned to protect. Thousands of people rallied against the G20 summit that's coming up in Hamburg here at the end of the week, peacefully. Meanwhile, in Portland, Republicans have hired militia for security as their rallies have continued. On Friday, there was another one of these rallies in which the police are taking a hands-off approach, just a couple of cars watching, but not preventing the sides from coming at each other. And yes, some punches were thrown. Many more stories than we have time for. However, one very important one to mention, and that is that the United States has sent a warship, the Stetham, directly into Chinese waters. This is within 12 nautical miles of the South China Sea, right near a disputed island. Although the island is disputed, China has claimed that territory since 1974. And we have sent a warship inside their territorial limits. This is now being called a violation of China's sovereignty and a violation of international law, and we've been watching that story. Once again, if you want more stories, we do a 30 to 40-minute version audio that we send out every morning to our paid subscribers. You want more? I can send you a free sample. Steve at radiofreespeech.com.